Hey guys, it's Leki here from ProPhysio Plus. Today we're going to be talking about headaches and why it's important to understand how they happen and why yours may be different than somebody else's. Please like the video, subscribe to our channel and share with your friends. Let's dive in. When should you be concerned about a headache? Anyone who's experienced a headache is familiar with the significant pain and limitations of neck movements which can affect your daily function. If left untreated, most neck movements can be relatively mild, but then develop chronic problems over time and one day present as a headache. So what's important is to monitor the cause and the irritation of structures around your neck, resulting in further pain, limited movement, and impaired function. What are the most common types of headache? Usually headaches that originate from the neck can be sent there from the upper parts of your neck spine. And they exhibit joint stiffness and the underlying muscle can spasm. Here are some common signs of headaches: neck pain, pain around your eyes, pain along the one side of your face or neck, reduced neck range of motion, headaches caused by certain neck positions, and sometimes you can be sensitive to light and noise. Now, if you have a headache, a common question we get in the clinic is what you can do right now to alleviate your pain. What you can use is a trigger point release tool. You can replace this with like a golf ball, or if you have something fairly sturdy. And what you want to try and do is get the point of this tool to the back part of your head. Now, what you're aiming for is to dig 45 degrees up towards your eyeballs, okay? And you're wanting to cause some discomfort but not pain. So I tend to find the hot spot here behind the back of my neck, and I'm pushing quite firmly. And I tend to sort of push into a small circular motion, and it is quite tender. I tend to stay there for about, say, 30 seconds, and it's often not uncommon that it reproduces some of your headache signs. Okay, one tool we can use to help with headaches is postural taping. Now, a lot of the problems can come from the neck and the shoulder, and if you have a rounded shoulder posture, you have a lot of weakness around the shoulder and your upper back, it puts a lot of strain on this muscle, which goes and anchors to the neck. So one strategy we can employ is using a bit of tape or a postural brace to help hold you a bit more square and upright, put significantly less strain into the neck. The first step is preparing the shoulder for the taping. Now, this white stuff is the same stuff that Band-Aids are made out of, so it's really easy on the skin and for hair. Now, I've already pre-measured this, so essentially I'm going to pop the fixamole to the front of Prab's shoulder, and then I'm going to pull quite forcefully backwards, and it just sits nicely on his shoulder. Now, because there's a bit of girth in Prab's shoulder, we've got to cover a bit more surface area, so just go for the body part and the size of your subject, and if you have the same bit of tape, go from the front of the shoulder, and I'm pulling backwards. Basically, I'm trying to pull his shoulder out the back. Now, I would typically tape both sides, but I'll just demonstrate on the one shoulder. Once I've got the under wrap here on his shoulder, I then use the sports tape or the rigid tape, and then I pull quite forcefully backwards, and I follow the line of where this fixamole is sat. Okay, and then I lay it down again, pull quite forcefully. That's the way. Now it's pretty basic, nice and simple, which is what we like for everyone at home. But if Prab was to exaggerate bad posture, so he's going to slump forward, you can see it's really hard for him. He can do it obviously, he's big and strong, but it does block you in trying to fall forward. Would you agree, Prab?
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. And then what I would do, just to make sure it sits on pretty nicely, is you can cap off at the front and at the back, just like that. Okay, and I would recommend that Prab keeps this on for about 2 to 5 days. It just depends on irritability. So if it gets a bit itchy, you don't like it, then just whip it off in the shower.
Hi everyone, Prab and Leki here. So we're just going to talk about some common questions that we get in the clinic, and as well as some common questions if we find on Google as well. I'm going to ask them today. So the first one is, Leki, what is a constant headache a sign of?
There's 4, I'll give you 4 good ones today. Number 1, trauma is a big reason that could be resulting to your neck joints. So say whiplash can cause headache. Poor posture. We've just shot a lot of videos there. Hope you've had a chance to see that it can lead to excessive muscle strain and irritation of your joints. Number 3 is degeneration. So arthritis or aging can cause injury and damage to structures in your neck. Impaired healing and irritation to the nerves and the muscles and the joints can result in pain. The 4th one is chronic disease. So if you have a chronic inflammatory immune response, those can be signs of your constant headache.
And another big question that we get a lot in the clinic is that what are sort of the types of headaches, and usually what are the 4 main types of headaches that we sort of see?
So number 1, most common we see in the physio clinic is tension headaches, which is basically neck-related headaches, very common and pretty easy to fix. Number 2 are cluster headaches, and they can be related to facial structures, so that can be a little bit outside the norm, but something that you need to be mindful of. Number 3 are migraines. So sometimes people use migraines and headaches interchangeably, but they're completely different. Migraines are a neurological problem, which you need a specialist care essentially. And the 4th one is a referred pain, which can be from the back of your head. It's a fancy term called your occiput, and you can have this neuralgia, which is a referred pain from the back of the head.
Probably one of the biggest questions that we get is, how can us physios help out with headaches?
These are the 3 things that physios can do. Number 1, give you great assessment and advice. You just want to know what's going on, and if it's explained to you in a matter-of-fact way without the jargon, you can move forward. Number 2 is you like hands-on manual help. Okay, there is benefit in getting the release and helping in reducing the tension, the stiffness, and the pain that you're having in the neck and head. And the 3rd one is exercise, giving you the right exercise prescription, postural control work, and if there's any additional products that can help you, sure. That's something we could think about once you've addressed these top 3 things: education, manual therapy, and exercise.
Fantastic. Thank you, Leki, and I hope that everyone has learned a little bit about headaches and things. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, try to make healthy simple.
Absolutely. Cheers, guys.